Welcome. Today we're in the series of settling ourselves down step by step. And to settle ourselves down is a good experience. And I'm calling that settling ourselves down as a step to being happy. And one step to being happier than we could be otherwise is to recognise change as an invitation to grow. That is really important. And it has an effect, a plus effect for us. And so that's what we're pausing about today. And we're listening in the pausing. And we're accepting what arises in the pausing. And when we look back, we will find that there is a settling within us, which is one step to being happier for this time than we could be. So life, this is like the energies in life. What comes up is, when you look back, there are cycles in our life, and they're moving inward and coming to more settling, and if you want to interpret settling as happening. And on the slide on the right-hand side, you can see there's an energy which is drawing us in. It's got desert times and ocean times and colourful times and a power in the swirling inward. So if you like, one could be on top of the other, and they're both a real representation of life for each of us. And so within us, there's a longing for deeper, richer, freer, happier experiences, no matter what experience we already are having. And the way that that happens in life is that change comes in a way that's inviting us to move from an old to a new pattern or stance or value. And the way that we get to know that is through tingles, clangs, niggles and nudges. And at this time, we can recognise that it's moving into, or we're being invited to move into a new cycle when we experience discomfort, or there's a sense of not being sure, or where you're going, or who you are is hazy or not clear, or you're experiencing confusion. And there are many more, but those are common ones of describing what it's like when we're being invited to leave an old pattern behind and come to a new one. And in the third image on the right-hand side, you will notice that there's kind of a being drawn into the new, even though you're not sure about it. And when this invitation comes through tingles and clangs and niggles or nudges, or however you call that, intuition or whatever, there's a free choice. We have a choice to say yes, and yes will bring us forward. And when we say yes, we will also experience resistance and fear. Have we done the right thing? And we'll be moving into the unknown, so there's a certain fear in that too. And it's worth knowing, and I think it's helpful to know, that this sense of resistance and fear and unknowing is a seedbed for inner gold. So you haven't got the inner gold yet, but when you look back at life patterns, you will know in the future, if you don't already know, that there's gold in following on this invite. So here's what I said in images. An old pattern is out there, we've become comfortable, we can handle it, okay? And then a new pattern's there, it's all clouded in, we don't know, but there are some things that will come out of it. Like we will find that we need to wait to see. That's the scary part about. However, if you're invited to change from inside you, you can be dead sure that there's going to be some gold in the output. So, yes is a very important response when we sense an invitation to change a pattern, provided that pattern is for our growth, and we know that from inside us. So tingles and clangs and niggles and nudges are worth taking notice of. They will help us know whether we're being invited or tempted. Invited is to say yes, tempted is to say no. And when we know that it's a new cycle path in motion, cycle of life, that'll possibly help us to hang on in there and to say yes with more surety, more faith that it's going to be worth it in the long run. So when you experience inner discomfort, not sure, hazy, not clear, confused, don't throw it away. Take it into it, go into it, and know that a new cycle that's going to give you more settling is on the horizon. That it's beginning a new cycle of inner growth. And that inner growth is so as important for us as our physical growth from babyhood to adulthood. We are all longing for and heading for freer and happier. And to say yes when we're invited into a new cycle of growth will increase our freedom and our happiness. However, when we take the old pattern away, there's a hole left. When we negotiate the resistance, etc., we can know that we're safely on our pathway. We've paused and listened and accepted. And the result of taking an invitation to move into a new pathway will help us to feel freedom.